I want to ask real quickly about life on the road as parents with 3 kids. You've written books. You love touring so much.
Yeah.
How the hell do you do it with 3 kids?
What's all?
Yeah.
No,
Go
you
ahead.
go.
No.
No.
3 kids together. They're a couple.
So,
they have kids together.
So the one cheat code that we have is that his sister, who basically helped raise him, who's 10 or 11 years older than him, travels with us, and they like her more than me half the time because she always carries treats in her bag. She always gives them more screen time for like little things. Like we have very strict screen time rules, but one of the rules is if you do some chores, you can get like 10 extra minutes.
Sure.
And she'd be like, "Did you pick up that sock? 15 minutes." You know. So they love her. So that's one big rule that we have. But I think all in all, this was how our family started, and so we kind of don't know any different.
All of our babies have slept in a
around.
pack and play in the back of the bus next to us since they were born. All 3 of them have, and now they're older. Joaquin our oldest son is 10 now. He took his first steps on a tour bus in Madison, Wisconsin. Yeah. They all have memories, and they're all different levels of, and this is how me as a father sees it, they all have different levels of athleticism in a tour bus. Like it is full on a jungle gym for our baby.
I literally took a video out of my bunk waking up yesterday morning because one of our daughters was like swinging from like the bunks. You know, there's like a bunch, you know, there's like 8 bunks in a row. There's like, you know, levels of 2. And she was just swinging back and forth. And our other one was running and jumping into his bunk like full steam ahead. And then our son was just like, you know, in the middle of the thing while the bus is moving. It doesn't matter, you know. So it's a very
gym.
Yeah, it's a
but
very.
It's family. It's how we've defined our family, how we've initiated this whole thing, and so it's kind of all they know. Our middle baby, she turned 7 in a month. She said, "Dad," and she's been debating for like months what she wants to do for her birthday. Let's go to Disneyland. No. Let's go to Dave & Buster's. No. Let's go to Legoland. No. And today she's like, "Dad, I know what I want to do. I just want to get back on the tour bus."
Wow. That's special, though. I don't think they realize how great of a time they're not to speak
I
for
hope
them,
you're
but
right.
but later in life, when they're young adults and they realize how special it was to have been on the road with you guys.
Yeah.
What a cool treat. Celebrating 20 years as a band, formed in 2005,
That's
right?
exactly right. That's crazy.
We were 7, so.
We were 9.5 years old.
20th anniversary, gifting of China and or platinum.
Oh.
Which is, we have some gifts for you.
Yeah.
I hate April Fools.
That was good.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
April Fools, love it or hate it? You
Indifferent.
you guys into
Man, I
hijinks?
used to love it. Like me and my best friend used to go off on April Fools. Like we loved it. And now I'm just afraid that somebody's going to do something to me. So I feel like I'm in a small panic all day.
I hate it deeply because I'm a very trusting person and I feel betrayed.
Yes.
Every time. I don't feel like, oh, got me. I feel like, oh, I gave you my trust.
Right. Exactly. Thanks for the
sorry
lies,
that
man.
I believe you.
Yeah. Take me back though, 20 years ago. What was going on in your worlds? How did this whole thing start?
20 years ago, there was this beautiful, gorgeous woman who became even more beautiful somehow 20 years later, who asked to write songs. We figured we knew each other through town in Nashville where we were at the time, and we got together to write a song. Maybe let's get together and write. I saw her, and I saw her 4 years before I met her. And on day 1, I would have said, I'll watch paint dry with you. I'll watch grass grow. We can figure out the metrics of different types of grass and how quickly they grow. I will dedicate my life to that endeavor if that's what you want. But she said, why don't we write a song together? And I was like, absolutely. And the moment we sang our first notes together of a song that those are the chords for, I realized instantly, okay, I've got my hook. We can sing. We sound pretty good together. And so on day 2, I said to her, this is October 1st, 2005. I said, I just want you to know something. I would marry you tomorrow. I'd be your best friend the rest of your life. I'll walk you down the aisle if you marry somebody else. I just know I need to be around you. So 20 years ago, we started this band. I personally did it as a ruse to be able to make out.
And we're still making out.
And so I still got to keep up the front. 3 kids later, mortgage. Still, this is all a front.
No, that's a great story. I love seeing you guys have a lot of positive energy, so thanks for bringing it to our stage. I want to talk about the new record, When the War is Over. You put it out a couple months ago. Congratulations on the new album. That deserves applause. They worked very hard. Okay, stop. You said that this has been your most honest album yet.
Yeah.
This is a 2-parter. Why all the lies before this? And go deeper into how it is becoming most honest. There was some health struggles, some mental health struggles. Take us behind the making of the record?
I don't know if my microphone
Is
stopped
it mic
working
on?
or something. There we go. Oh, it's having a hard time.
I'll start.
Anyway.
Nope, you start.
So so the lives before. I don't think there was lives before. I think
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean that's a good question though.
Oh, maybe there was. Okay.
You
we
know, but
uncovered
I
some.
do think that there was maybe you write a couple songs that were like really honest, and then you maybe write some songs about other people. Like one of our favorite things to do is, sorry, but if a friend goes through a breakup, we're like, oh no, tell me more. And we wrote a lot of breakup songs that were directly about somebody we know that going through something. But this album is almost completely ours. There's one song that was written by a dear friend, Britton Newbill, who's written a lot of other songs with us that we'll play next. But yeah, it was coming out of the pandemic. We were starting to tour again, but everything felt different. Like we would get back on the road, but it was like. It was different. It didn't feel the same. And I think for him, he's such like an eternal optimist, always, loves to have a good time. And all of a sudden I saw his like light started to dim. And it was kind of an interesting thing for both of us because he was like, what is this feeling? I think it's depression, but I don't really know. I've never had it before. And so, we were navigating that. And then he, took that and said, I'm going to lose 50 pounds and become my best self and go to therapy, which he did, which was amazing to watch. And as he was kind of like, I was like, I'm going to go do the work. And so he did that. And then my health started to suffer and we couldn't, actually I say it was like this. It wasn't. It was like one day I woke up and was like, I feel like something's wrong. And it was, months in bed and and I'm still on the way out of it. But so this album was kind of like all we had to give. It was like every song was like, us sitting there going, oh my gosh, like it has to come out, otherwise it's going to fester or this. And it was our way of processing all these changes because, we've been really, really lucky to just have a lot of fun for 20 years. Like we've just had a lot of fun for 20 years. And it was the first time really in a long time that both of us were kind of like suffering in our own ways and dealing with that, which, there's no cure for being human. So that was that.
That's a bar. And there's
Somebody
10
else-
songs.
somebody
There's
else.
10 songs on the album, and there were 10 songs to write. You know what I mean? There weren't like a bunch of extra things. This is the story of us right now. These 10 songs. Yeah.
Awesome. You guys, thanks so much for coming in and
Yeah,
playing for
our
us.
pleasure. Thanks for having
A
us.
great pleasure. You kidding me?
I'm going to shut up. Give it up for JOHNNYSWIM, everybody. Thanks, you guys.
Let's give it up for, this is Jonathan Grant Berlin, our wonderful MD and multi-instrumentalist. He and Abner have known each other since they were 15.
Yeah.
It's true, yeah. And so he's our emotional support musician buddy.
Emotional support musical director. That's a t-shirt.